What's up, guys? God's Lead back with another video. In this video, we're going to be talking about this week at Bungie for January 26th. Nothing really super crazy to update you on as far as live events coming, which we know one is coming in the spring, but we do have an update coming either in February or March, sometime around then, but we're going to talk about that a little bit. So it says right here, this week at Bungie, we're seeing green. And basically he goes on to, basically explain that green means greenlit, which in, the game and movie and all these worlds, it means you're good to go. You can do it, you can talk about it, it's going to happen. And then right down here, you notice where it says the next download will be Destiny HotFix 2.5.0.2, scheduled for mid-February. Or sorry, I guess when I saw the M, I thought it meant March, but never mind, for mid-February, so coming in a few weeks. And basically, he just talks about the green lighting process and how, for a while they don't know whether they can do things, but they've kind of gotten to the point now where they think that they're going to be able to give it to us in the time frame that they have said they will. So basically, what it means is they're going to be doing an update purely to Crucible, or purely for Crucible. And right down here it says never met a perfect meta. And how true is that? Because throughout this Destiny game, we've had so many changes to weapons and things like that just for play in PvE. Now there's been some hot fixes for stuff in, or not PvE, PvP. We've had some stuff for PvE, but nothing that was as drastic as stuff for PvP, I believe. So basically, like he says right here, the main objective of this update is to adjust all sorts of attacks and counterattacks in the Crucible. And so they go on to explain a little bit, kind of vaguely, what they're going to do right here. They've said that they've done a lot of experimentation, and they've played against each other every single day to make sure that things are going to come out the way they want it to. And here are a few of their goals, which, like I said, and they marked out vague, but they are pretty vague. Promote alternatives and counters to shotguns. This has been something that's been talked about for a while now, just because, I used to love the shoulder charge. It was something fun that I used to do with the Titan. Wouldn't really get a lot of kills off of it. Never really did it a bunch, but when I did it, it was fun. And recently, everybody's got a God Roll Matador, so every time you try to do that to somebody, they just shotgun you and you're dead. I really love using Saladin's Vigil, and even though that's kind of a close quarters weapon with a shotgun in a way, I can't slide in and hit somebody with it because they'll Matador me, or they'll hit me with any other kind of shotgun. The Last Ditch, I have two of those, and my arc one is got amazing range, and so I'll use it every now and then. But I just love the Saladin's Vigil because it's got more range. So it gets tough sometimes because you can't do a lot of close quarter stuff because everybody's got a shotgun now. One thing I did notice this past Iron Banner, though, was there was less shotguns. I mean, there were still a lot of them, but there was a lot more snipers. There was a lot more sidearms. And it was really a good thing to see for me. And there wasn't just nothing but Clever Dragon. Now, I use Clever Dragon just because I really enjoy the weapon. But I noticed a lot of people using auto rifles and hand cannons and different things than normal. So I thought, it's good to see people changing it up now. More weapons are usable, I guess. I don't know if they made a change. I don't think that they made a change. We did have a maintenance the other day, but that's after. So I'm not sure. But, number 2, it says align potency of primary weapons with surgical changes. And see, that's very vague. Like, what are what surgical changes? And then what do you mean by potency? So right now, primary weapons, depending on which one you use, if you're using a pulse rifle or a hand cannon, the potency is pretty high from just playing myself. To me, auto rifles and scout rifle. Well, no, scout rifles are still decent, but to me, on the whole, scout rifles and auto rifles are on the lower end currently for me, and just from what I've been playing. I could be very wrong. I don't look at this on a grand scale. I just look at what I've played. So that's very, very vague. We need to define potency and then surgical. Like, I'm assuming they mean to, your ability to kill people with the weapon. And then potency, how well it does that. But we'll just have to wait and see as they come out with the update patch notes. Number 3, file down a couple of issues from each class. So, basically, it doesn't seem like they're attacking one subclass this time. We've had updates in the past where they knocked down Titans, or I mean, we had one update where they brought up Titans. We had one update with the Hunter where they knocked down of the Hunters with the trip mine and things like that. So I mean, we'll just see some things with the classes. Hopefully they won't do anything too drastic. For me at least, I haven't really seen lately, and this is kind of odd. Normally, for a while their hammers on the Titan were a huge thing, and then for a while their Stormcaller was a big thing, and then there's been other times where different subclasses were big. But right now, I don't really see anything that's super big. Like there's nothing. There was one instance for me during Iron Banner where I had my Stormcaller out, and it took me forever to knock down this Hammer Titan, but he hit me with one hammer and I was gone. And it was like that. It kind of sucks that if I meet the Hammer Titan first and start electrocuting him first, and he just turns and hits me with one hammer, I'm dead. That does kind of suck. So hopefully we'll see some changes as far as balancing, because I like it when Crucible is a game of who shot first. And not necessarily who shot first, because if you shoot me first but you're not doing very good at it, and I can still one-up you, that's great. But in my opinion, if I hit you first and I'm doing it and you still kill me, then I kind of get a little irritated, because to me, I was doing it first. I had the skill. I came up behind him. I was putting the damage on him, and then he just turned around and threw a hammer. And, I was dead. And he's still running around with the hammers messing people up because he just got his shield back. But that's my opinion. I may just be whining. But then, let's see, number 4 said, fix some issues with a sampler platter of exotics. I haven't really seen any exotics where I've had issue with, but I don't play Crucible like a lot of people do, so I'm sure there are some exotics that have some issues right now. One thing I have seen in the Destiny community is the argument of, in Crucible, Destiny exotics are not as useful, I guess you would say, especially in the weapons department, because really I don't really find myself using a lot of exotics in Crucible for weapons. I use a lot of purples just because, there's certain guns that are just really good. They got the perks. Like, I mean, not the perks, but they've got the stats. Some exotics may have the perks, but they ain't got the stats. And so the perks may not be applicable in Crucible. So hopefully we'll see some good stuff out of that. In the number 5, supporting adjustments to special ammunition. They've done a lot to special ammunition and heavy over time. And they went to where you've got the little boxes and it's got a timer on it, and I can't remember what it was before that. I know it wasn't that. They made it to where there was more special, then less special, then all this other stuff. So who knows what they're going to do this time. They might take it down, they might bring it up to more, or they might take it down to less. I'm not sure. But here at the bottom it says, we realize you thirst for facts and details. I hope that these snippets of information will at least tide you over until we can tell you more. And of course they won't, just because we as people, we want to know the finer things, the finer details. So for some this may satiate you for a little bit, but for me, it is very vague, and I would like to know a little bit more about how the meta is going to change, so that I can kind of prepare for it. If I use the weapons that are going to be the new meta. I didn't even press anything. Come on. Well, real quick. But if I can kind of figure out what the new meta of weapons is and start using those and get used to those, then maybe I can go ahead and prepare myself for that update and kind of have a earlier start, I guess you could say. But we'll just have to wait and see. And then right here, let's see, that's right. I told Josh to save his powder for a stream chat. So basically what they're going to do before the update comes out, they're going to have a stream on their Twitch channel where they talk about everything that's going on. So we'll just wait and see. We also had a maintenance the other day, and basically they tackled a few issues with permissions, access, online multiplayer have changed. And one of the issues they talk about, this wasn't an Xbox thing. I play on Xbox, but on PlayStation they had an issue where if you were logged in on multiple consoles in the same family platform, that it kept kicking you back to the title screen for some reason. So they said that they worked that out. And they've got more information. You can look at troubleshooting guides and things like that. And then, of course, you got your movies of the week. These are actually pretty cool. I'm not going to show them to you just because they're probably pretty long, but you can go check them out. Let's see, this one right here. It says warning language. So basically, this guy soloed every Destiny boss back to back without wiping once. Oryx, Axis, Atheon, and Crota, and that's really awesome. I haven't watched it. I probably will. That's an amazing feat. in my opinion, and you should definitely go check that guy out. I'm probably going to watch that later, but I'm sure it probably, I mean, if you're doing all 3 bosses solo, that's going to take a little while. And then there's one here called Dance. I'm not sure exactly what that means. This was another one I thought was cool. Killing Valus with his own minions. So, putting on that, what is it called? That artifact that when you stab people, they might become your friend, and using that to kill a boss, that's really, really cool. So I'm sure that one's probably long too, just because I'm sure they don't do a lot of damage. So that's really, really awesome. You should definitely go check that out. And then down here at the bottom it says, there are greener pastures to come. Stick to your guns. We'll tell you more about them soon. In the meantime, I need to pull my momentum pants out of the holiday kiosk. And I really don't know what that meant or means. I clicked on that the little yellow link, and I still have no idea. So if you know what he's talking about, please comment below and let me know, because I'm confused. But that's pretty much it, guys, as far as this week at Destiny. So we got an update coming. It's going to be, change of weapons and metas and things like that. But it's nothing. I think it'll be cool. I mean, it'll change the game up a little bit for us. And then, we got to look towards spring, where we're going to have a new live event. Hopefully there'll be a good update, a good sizable update that's going to bring us some old raids back. We'll have to wait and see. There's been some leaked info on Reddit about the new versions of Vaulted Glass gear. And all right, this is how I feel about it, guys. I'm not going to cover that because it just looks like somebody took the old raid gear, changed the name on it, and then put color in it. Like, just change the color. It doesn't look... I just don't... I'll believe it when they announce it. I mean, I've done videos on here, speculative videos before, and I don't mind doing those, but I feel like now that we're at a dry spell in Destiny, a lot of Destiny YouTubers are going to be doing a lot of... the videos where at the very, like, they make this profound statement in the title, but then at the very end there's a question mark. So basically, just from looking at the title, you know that it's not true, but the title's intriguing, so you click on it. Well, you may not know that, but now you should. Like, if you see a title that seems too good to be true and it's got a question mark in it or in the thumbnail, then it's not. And I've done that before. I think it's been a little. I can't remember when I did it last, but I've definitely done it before. But I don't know. I'm gonna do my videos that I do every week, and if y'all like them, you like them. If you don't, you don't. I understand. But I just don't want to do a lot of those speculative videos that we just know aren't true. And the Vaulted Glass stuff, I would maybe entertain it more if it came from Bungie or a Bungie source, or like a Bungie. What's the word? A trusted Bungie source, at least. They have their Twitter and this right here, and Instagram and things like that, where I trust what they say. And Deej, like, I trust him, but I just don't trust stuff I hear on Reddit a lot. Sometimes it's true, sometimes it's not. We'll just have to wait and see. But I'm hoping that we will have revamped raids. Now, whether they change the gear or not, I really don't care. I just want it to be 400 light level so that I can enjoy having it and wearing it. Because to me, I think the Vaulted Glass gear looks really, really good. And if they do any changes, maybe they'll, upscale a little bit. Maybe they'll add some stuff that they didn't have before. Maybe in the revamped version of, Oryx, that room that you could glitch into, maybe it's got a use. We'll just have to wait and see. But that's it, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like. It really helps out the videos. I'm looking for 20 likes. I asked that on my Zer video. I haven't checked it to see what it's got yet, but hopefully, guys, we can get to about 20. I think that'd be really cool. Comment below. Let me know what was your favorite part of this. This week at Bungie. To me, honestly, even though the update is going to be pretty cool with the weapon changes and balancing, I really want to watch that video where he solos all 4 of those bosses. I think that'll be really cool. But we'll just have to wait and see. I'll check it out, and then I'll talk about it like in a video sometime, like what I thought of it, I guess. Make sure you subscribe for more Destiny content, guys. I'm going to keep you in the loop on all the news that we get, if it's relevant, not just whatever. If somebody says on Twitter, I'm not going to change it into, oh man, raids are coming back, So subscribe if you want more content. And then follow me on Twitter at IamGodsElite. Check out my second channel, Gods Elite 2, in the description. And I will see you guys in the next video.